Namaskaram Arnav and Namaskaram to all my fellow panelists. Besides the very well known established facts that as a private individual, he has a democratic right to do something which he wishes. And as an accomplished individual himself, he is not at the mercy of somebody to attain better heights. That said, let's keep that aside for a minute. There are three reasons in this civilization, in this Vedic civilization, why we prostrate at somebody else's feet. One is age. If someone is older to me, that age gives them an upper hand and I fall at their feet for their experience. One. Two, knowledge. We have had many instances where Maitreya, who was 80 years of age, fell at the feet of Parashara Maharshi, who was 20 years of age. So age is no bar because knowledge is the most important criteria there. Point two. Point three is the position that a person holds. So in sannyasa ashramam, whether you are a yogi or a sannyasi or whichever name you're called with, immaterial of the age, Vaishnavo Vaishnavam Drishtva Dandavat Pranavat Bhuvi is a Shastra Vakyam. You fall at that feet. Three. Now the question that a lot of them ask is, why should Rajnikant fall at the feet of the chief minister? Yes, Yogi Adityanath is a yogi and a chief minister. And Mr. Rajnikant has made it very clear that he fell at the feet of Mr. Yogi. One person can don many hats. He fell at the feet of the yogi in Yogi Adityanath and not the CM. And again, the counter question is, how can a yogi be a CM? In many circumstances in our history, we have had Vidyaranya at the start of Vijayanagara dynasty, despite being a sannyasi, was one of the leaders, a very good guide and an administrator. Vasishtha, who took the reins of Ayodhya during the Yagam in Ayodhya. So we have had multiple instances. And finally, of all points, Arnav, they say that Yogi Adityanath has not had a very meritorious past. You should see what all he spoke, how he behaves. In case we look at the behavior of anybody and then only we have to prostrate, then we have to send all the politicians from India to the moon. They should not be staying in India because none of them are worthy of being prostrated at. And it comes from Tamil Nadu, where in Tamil Nadu, all the MPs and MLAs in the past have had the habit of doing a Sashtanga Namaskaram to their leaders. So it is not that they are coming from a state where self-respect is held high.
No, there is no other side to this. I must invite it. You see, I'll read from Bhakti.
Namaskaram. Namaskaram to the anchor. Namaskaram to my fellow panelists. Besides the two very points, one, the given that the democratic right of prostrating at anybody's feet, one, and two words coming from politicians of Tamil Nadu that prostrating will lead to a diminishing of the self-respect is an oxymoron, because it is this state that has given many MLAs and MPs in the past who have prostrated at their leaders' feet. Let's keep that aside. Coming to the religious and the theological angle, there are three reasons why one can prostrate to the other. One is age. So if somebody else is elder to me by a certain age difference, I fall at that person's feet for the age, for the number of years that person has lived more than me. Second is knowledge. We have had Maitreya, who was 80 years of age, who prostrated at his guru, Parashara Maharshi, who was 20 years of age, for the knowledge that they had. Third, if they are a sannyasi. We have had plenty of examples where we fall at the feet of the sannyasis or the yogis, even if they are much younger to us. Now comes the question as to, in this case, it is person A, who is Rajnikant, who has paid obeisances or prostrated at the feet of a person B, who is yogi, who apparently is also the chief minister. So the dilemma here is, if a yogi is sitting in a position, power position, how can you prostrate at his feet? During the Ashwamedha Yajna and the Putrakameshti Yajna that was performed by Dasharatha in Ayodhya, for 1 year he relinquished his position and gave the position to a learned scholar called Vasishtha. So there has been in the past where yogis, grihasthas, rishis have adorned seats of power. Even during the start of the Vijayanagara Empire, it was Vidyaranya, one of the greatest acharyas, who was a sannyasi, who guided and who was in that position where he could guide the kingly powers. So if the question is, how could yogi do it? There are two definitions to being a yogi in the primary level. He should have relinquished his family, which he has. I don't think he has got any bungalows. If there are any scams, you can make proceedings against him if he has got any bungalows for his own kith and kin. Second, if he has accumulated money, is there any accusation or case of him appropriating money? Money and people he has relinquished. position can be acquired as per Sanatana Dharma
Okay.
if the state or the nation needs it. So I don't see absolutely anything which is based on the law or on the theology or the religious grounds. If anybody gives rambling sentences about yogi should be like this, yogi should be like that, then let them quote that particular scripture right in front of this TV debate and I can counter them with
Okay, so
religious
you're saying there's no
statements. Thank
controversy
you.
over there. Dr. Suman C.